Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Guns and Yellow Ribbons preview podcast. I've got Fergus, who's chewing in my ear at this very moment, joining me tonight, and a very special guest. You would have seen her on social media with her fantastic videos and voiceovers. We've got Laura Kirk Francis joining us. She's going to join us in making the predictions. We're going to talk a bit about Laura. We're going to talk about Tottenham. We're going to talk about Bayern Munich. We're going to talk about one of the best weeks to be an Arsenal fan. It's been in a long time. So enjoy the show.
Welcome to another podcast by Guns and Yellow Ribbons. This is your Arsenal podcast by Arsenal fans for Arsenal fans. Enjoy the show.
You made that so stressful. All you do is press a button and start talking, and you just made it. We've got a special guest on, and you go to ruin it.
You need to take that back, right? You need to take that back right away. Good evening, Fergus. How are you? It's
dreadfully good
to be in your company again. You know, I can't wait till the show's over, to be honest. But let's talk about the important point. We've already got loads of viewers watching. Normally, we've got about 2 viewers by now, Laura. So it must be down to you. Welcome, Laura. How are you?
Thanks so much for having me. I'm all smiles. What a week. What a week it's been. I've also got a glass of mulled wine with me this evening. So that's
Do you have any Tottenham tears in that?
It's a little bit saltier than I'd want. So it's a mixture of Tottenham tears and a little bit of Bayern in there as well. A specific player from Bayern. It's a bit salty for my liking, but otherwise it's lovely.
You get the Oktoberfest mood.
These tears seem to be spreading. There's not going to be another pandemic, is there? Tears breaking out all over the country, you know, and floods everywhere, because it's, mind you, it's very enjoyable, isn't it? So, Ferg, what have you been up to, mate? You been busy?
Strangely, and you'll know, strangely, I have been really busy. I've been in the car all day today. I've been Kettering for a long meeting, and I'm still in work attire. So yeah. I'd normally have changed into something with Arsenal on it, but I'm still in my shirt and everything else. But yeah, it's been good. Enjoy the football. Sunday was unreal. Monday was a struggle. It was my first day back after a week off. So I had all the emails I had to do. I had 5 online training courses to do with compliance and stuff to do. And then I had an online meeting with a credit risk manager as well. So it was really boring. And they've been out since 11 o'clock till 11 o'clock at the North London Derby, and I had no voice. So Monday was a struggle.
You took the words really boring out of my mouth there, Fergus. You really did, because we're here to talk about the Arsenal and football and Laura, and you've taken the first 10 minutes talking about you being boring. So, yeah, let's move on. Let's enjoy the show and let's move on. So, Laura, welcome. First thing I'm going to ask you is, how did you become an Arsenal fan?
So I grew up not far from Watford, and the real reason that I'm an Arsenal fan is because the legendary Nigel Winterburn has 3 kids, and they went to my school. So there were quite a lot of us who were sort of friendly with them. But my own personal story is that when I was about 11 years old, so just sort of primary school, I plucked up the courage to ask Joe Winterburn to be my boyfriend at the time, and he said yes. So my real reason for being an Arsenal fan is that my first boyfriend was Nigel Winterburn's son. Oh. And the relationship only lasted about 2 weeks. We spoke to each other on MSN, and it tragically ended. But that's my Arsenal origin story.
What,
really.
MSN ended the relationship?
I mean, both, to be honest. MSN ended a couple of years later, but no, I was unfortunately dumped even. But that's how I became an Arsenal fan.
But once you've got your team, haven't you? That's it. You're an Arsenal fan for life now. Mm-hmm. So, do you go to every game? Do you get to every game?
I go to every home game, yeah. So I very fortunate to get a season ticket at the start of the 2013 season. So this is my 12th year. So the season that we signed Mesut Ozil was my first one. I've been to a handful of away games, but as I'm sure both you know how difficult it is to get tickets, and I have nothing but respect to the group of Arsenal fans that go up and down the country following Arsenal at away games. I just couldn't do it, but I have nothing but respect. We are the best away fans in the league.
Do you know what? I love the away trips. I love the European trips, to be honest. It's to get away and have a few days overseas with good people. It doesn't come any better. Ferg, have you got a question for Laura?
Yeah, it's quite funny that I done the stadium tour and Nigel Winterburn, there's a picture of me standing up in the director's box with Nigel Winterburn. So if I'd known you then, I could have said, hey, listen, I could have, maybe try to hook you back up with, oh no, you're married now, aren't you? So you don't want that. What made you start doing the videos? Because they're so clever.
Thank you. So what lots of people don't know about me is that up until February of this year, I had a corporate career, so probably not dissimilar to yourself, that my Mondays would have been compliance training, meetings, that kind of thing. But I decided to sort of just take a bit of a risk and try something else. So I think having the headspace away from being in a corporate world has given me all these ideas and things. I've always been quite naturally creative, but it's only now that I've thought, do you know what? There's so many people who make great content out there, and it's really, as I'm sure both of you will have experienced this, you kind of just need to do it and not worry too much about what people think about it. If you enjoy making the content, that is the most important thing. It really doesn't matter if one person watches it or a million people watch it. It should bring you, the kind of like process of it should bring you joy, and if it doesn't, then you're doing it for the wrong reason. That's kind of how it started, really. It was never my intention to start, but I intended to take a career break and do nothing, but I just couldn't. I couldn't sit still. So that's kind of how it started, really.
Yeah.
If I was to put an image on the screen, there's going to be 3 men on this screen. You're going to have to pick one, which is your favorite. And on the image, there's actually 2 men. Actually, I'll keep out of it because I'm married.
Me ask Mr. Beat here.
Who's your favorite?
Oh my God. What was he like? Was he as beautiful in person as he looks on screen?
Do you know what, Laura? Right, take that down a minute, Ferg, please. Take it down, mate. It's a lovely story there. We've been to PSV Eindhoven a few times over the last few seasons to playing. Last season, what you do is when you come through, you queue just under this like tunnel outdoors to get on your plane. And we were queuing, and the Arsenal players started walking up beside us. So I was like a 63-year-old, 4-year-old wreck, me. I really was. I mean, I went back to my childhood. I was speechless. I asked them all for pictures. Ben White told me to go forth and multiply, but the rest of them were all right. And I tell you what, I've got 4 kids. I'm straight as they come. But yeah, I'd have snogged Calafiori. He was.
What a man! What a man! I love it as well. I think you always sort of think about the moments when you see someone famous, and I've only had it once really, which is when I saw Freddie Flintoff, who is my love, in Leicester Square, and I couldn't speak. I've got a picture of myself with him where I'm bright red in the face. I was shaking, so I can't imagine what it's like to see one of the Arsenal players.
Yeah, it was magical, to be honest. I sound like I'm going over the top now, but I'm absolutely not. Right, it was wonderful. And do you know what? I just wanted to go back to what we spoke about last about social media. I've started doing these little, I don't know, 40, 50-second videos before and after games, right? I've done them because I thought that a certain point of view wasn't being put across by Arsenal social media. So I wanted to change that narrative. And most people love it, but you've got to be thick-skinned, don't you? You know what I mean? I think one last weekend said to me, something, I can't remember what it was exactly, but then referenced the fact that I needed new teeth. And I'd like to apologise publicly for not having the best pearlies at 63 years old. I'm still saving up to go to Turkey, but it's a lot of money, on my
Get your hair done while you're out there, Trev. It works out cheaper.
They give you a 2 for 1.
Yeah. You can get a Calafiori. You can have the long.
Yeah, you can be twirling your hair next season. You never know.
Ferg, do you know what? I used to have the long hair, didn't I? You remember, don't you?
No. Longish. Yeah, it was there, but it was still, yeah.
But then
long at the back.
The missus pulled me aside one day and said, "Trev, I love you dearly, but I need to have a word with you. Shave your head because it's not looking good." So off
Hey,
it
Trev,
came. Yeah, off
Trev,
it
it's not all
came.
about you. Let's talk about Arsenal. Let's talk
So,
about last weekend.
oh,
Last
1-1.
weekend.
No, I've not finished with Laura yet. So,
Oh.
Laura, right? I watch your videos, right? How do you think of these words to put to those videos? Do they just come to you, or
I hate to say it, they actually do just come to me.
wow?
I think I've quite an active brain. It never really stops, just kind of whirring. And as someone who's like chronically online, like I'm happy to admit, spend a lot of time on social media. Lots of references of things just sit quite shallow in my brain, so it's quite easy to sort of retrieve them when I need them. But at the same time, the voiceover that you'll hear is really just who I am. It's not any kind of act. It's just how I consume media and how I see the world. So it's not a huge effort to write it because it comes to me quite naturally, because it's really just who I am.
Well, it's very
The
good.
one-
Thank you very much. Keep
The
it
one
coming.
Trevor shared with me the other day was the one where you called out Jamie O'Hara with cringe, calling boring Arsenal with set pieces.
Yeah.
It was just classic. You just sitting there go, Northumberland forever is boring. Isn't everything made up?
It's so funny because even since then, and I think I posted that yesterday morning. No, maybe the day before. Post Bayern, it's just like people are coming up with all sorts of new things. Like I'd forgotten Arteta is always out of his technical area. That's another reason.
Did you not
to hate
see Vincent
Arsenal.
Company? He was in Arteta's technical area at
He
one point.
Fireworks as well are a bit cringe. Like people are just really, really scraping the barrel. And I think the lack of self-awareness of some people. I'm like, just.
I just like you do such a nice way of calling out all the Muppets on X, basically, and that's basically what you've done in such a nice way. But I don't think I could be as nice.
I mean, I have a sort of rule with myself, which is I will only say something that I'm happy to say to someone's face. I think that really has to be the criteria. And I have been on with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy, and I don't think they would have invited me, or I wouldn't have felt comfortable doing it if I'd been really, really nasty. Like, I do not want to contribute to, as you guys mentioned, I don't want to contribute to the hate. It's already bad enough on social media. But if I can poke fun at someone in the right way and they can find it funny, then I've sort of done my job, really. But yeah, sometimes I do just want to go, you are just
Can you please do a voiceover of Fergus tomorrow? Please, I'm begging you. All right. I've got some ammunition I can feed you, but I don't think you need it, to be honest. I don't think you need it, to be honest.
I'll just mispronounce everything and then you'll be fine. You're absolutely fine. And make sure I got a whiskey in my hand and as well. Yeah. Listen, can we talk about last weekend? Can we talk about last weekend?
Well, we can, but you always say to me, we've got to keep it to an hour.
I know. We just do a little bit.
Briefly, just do a little bit.
Weekend, right? Laura, what did you make of last weekend? What did you make of last weekend, Laura, in the sense of the build-up, the atmosphere, the tifo? We didn't really play opposition because Spurs were absolutely atrocious. The worst team I've ever seen come to the Emirates, which makes it even sweeter. But Eze's goal,
you talk to me.
Give us.
It's so perfect that at multiple times this week I've just sort of stopped and been like, the man who Spurs thought they were going to sign not only signed for us at the last minute, and then at the first ask scores a hat trick. Like, I can't quite digest how perfect that is enough. Throughout the whole build up to last week, I am someone who
that's rude, Fergus. Sorry, Laura, he's always rude like that. He just throws something over you while you're talking.
No, it's
I'll
perfect.
cut him off in a minute.
It's perfect. I felt nervous all week because I'm always nervous, but just something about the North London derby, I really hate it, mainly because it's so much more important to us that they get a free hit. No one expects them to win like that. It's just a day out for them. It's so one-sided. So the jeopardy is really all with us. Like we can't lose type thing. They're just having a good day out, see some good football for a change. But I just think we were so comfortable, so comfortable, and they were so bad. So there was always kind of like two sides of joy when it comes to winning a North London derby. It's the delight in the win, and then it's swimming through the tears of saltiness of the Spurs fan. Like on Monday, I did my usual kind of going through as much Arsenal content as I could, and then I had a little dabble in some Spurs podcasts, which was amazing. Which was amazing. They're so sad. Oh, they're so sad. Yeah, it probably one of the best kind of atmospheres I think I've seen at the Emirates for a while, definitely.
And what did you make of the tifo? Because there was so much talked about the tifo.
It was
How good
great.
was that?
It was really good. It was really, really good. And massive credit to the club for everything that they did with the build up, the tifo, the red flames as well. I don't know whether I've just imagined this, but they had the usual fireworks and then these like bits of fire which were orange. Fire is orange, but like bright red.
Yes,
like phenomenal work. Yeah.
I was speaking to Dan, who's involved. He's a friend of us, Capo Dan, and he's on the show. And when the fireworks went up at the Bayern Munich game with all the smoke coming in, he was saying they were looking at trying to get that smoke red. But there is a way you can dye the smoke red, but the pellets that go into it aren't health and safety clear. So they're still working on. Could you imagine that whole stadium just full of red smoke?
It'd be amazing. It'd be amazing. Yeah. What a day.
Yeah. Do you know what? I just knew, and it was something you said in your video. Was it this morning or yesterday? Was so correct, Laura. In that, why did you spend all week worrying about the North London derby? Because I do the same. I'm terribly nervous. And after the first 20 minutes of the game, before we even scored, I thought we can't lose. We won't lose this game.
Yeah.
No, not a chance. The difference is vast between the quality in the two sides. You know. So, what a wonderful day, eh, Ferg?
Yeah, it was. Conscious of time as well. Let's play this, and we'll talk.
I don't know what it is, Laura. It could be anything.
Surprise.
Oh, hang on. I need to get it working. Let me take it down a second. Remove. Let me talk among yourselves, people. Talk among yourselves.
Oh, this could be terrible. Yeah. And Eze scoring the 3 goals, Laura, that was like the big fat cherry on the top of the big fat cake.
Oh my gosh, just amazing. And I love the compilations that people have made on Twitter and social media of the Spurs fans kind of doing their videos where they're expecting it to be announced that he's signing for them. And then fast forward to where we are now, it's just, it's just delicious.
Yeah, it is. I think he might have got it working. Oh,
it's 3-1 to Arsenal against Bayern Munich.
Come with me and watch Arsenal hand Bayern Munich their first loss of the season.
Yeah, obviously we're quite good at football as well.
Now, I've made the rather bold decision to wear Ugg boots to the Emirates this evening, which feels slightly disrespectful to the absolute magic I'm about to witness, but it's freezing. These nights are exactly what Bovril was invented for. Quick check on Bay, who is starting from the bench today. Creepy zoom on Laura Woods, who's dressed like she's in the Matrix. Champions League anthem. And we are off. Quick fit check.
On Wednesdays, we were pink.
Arteta, as ever, dressed like he's on his way to double sociology. And Vincent Kompany, what are you wearing? Honestly dressed like an emo snowboarder, cutting up some gnarly air on the slopes. Quick check on how the away fans are doing.
Like there's some ultras, and they've got their masks on, and they're playing the drums and all that, giving to big un.
And we score from another corner. Groundbreaking. Not long later, though, Bayern Munich equalise, and yeah, fair play, that's a sick goal. But it's at this stage I consider calling over the stewards to kick out the 2 Bayern Munich fans sat next to me. But I'm glad I didn't, as they had to witness us absolutely batter them for the next 45 minutes. Instant impact from Calafiori, putting it on a plate for Noni Madueke, followed up by a lovely breakaway goal from Gabriel Martinelli. Then Mr. NPC from a 2001 snowboarding game gets sassy at the 4th official, but then has to trudge back to his technical box like a teenager being sent back to their bedroom. But he doesn't even make it that far. Benny Blanco on, and welcome back, Martin Odegaard. Full time 3-1 to the Arsenal, and it's time to head home. See how the other English sides got on in Europe and be an absolute menace on Twitter for a few hours. I'll see you next time.
That was absolutely brilliant.
Thank you. Those always take that from start to finish will take me about 2.5 hours of editing and voiceover. So I got up very early on Thursday morning just to get that done. But again, that was one of those. I don't know what you guys thought about the atmosphere on Wednesday night, but for the first little bit, it did feel a little bit like day after the wedding.
The first half was a struggle. I think when the fireworks came, the fireworks went off, and I think everyone thought, oh, actually, we've got to do something here. And you could it gradually build up, Arsenal, and then it flattened down again. The first half I thought was probably fairish as a draw, but the second half we come out and obliterated them. I had said to Trevor before the game, leading up to the game, that I was worried, and myself and Trevor on Monday said we would have taken a draw, and even if you lost, it probably wouldn't have been the worst, although we didn't ever want to contemplate that. But to go and beat what they're saying is the best team in Europe 3-1.
Laura, you have to watch him, right? Because eventually he has to take a breath, right? And when he takes a breath, you dive in quick, right? Get a word in. I can't talk about the atmosphere because it's one of the few games I missed this season. I didn't go on Wednesday. But I honestly thought for the first 20 minutes we were chasing shadows. I was a bit worried, but shouldn't have been, should I? But how good were we second half, Laura?
They had a lot of the ball in the first half. I think they had a majority of possession for the whole game. And they did look dangerous. But we and to be fair, when they scored, it really did take the atmosphere out quite a little bit. It was like having a balloon popped because we haven't conceded really. Like obviously the Richarlison goal at the weekend, but that was, completely meaningless, and we've all forgotten about it already, apart from Spurs.
Get a pigeon on the way down.
Yeah, like pop that on your DVD. I'm sure they'll be showing that on their 50 greatest goals compilations, whatever, despite the fact they lost 4-1. But I think in the second half, we were just so good. And I think there was a period of about 10, 15 minutes where we had like 5 or 6 corners. We were absolutely peppering the goal. Fair enough. Neuer, very good. But it was just like, this is, as soon as we score one, it's gonna floodgates are open. So I agree. When it was 1-1, I was chatting with my brother who sits next to me saying, probably take this, no injuries, off we go into the weekend. Like 1-1 is absolutely fine. So it's almost just like another, it's like a Brucey bonus that we get another phenomenal performance, another like really quite convincing win, and just more ammunition to make everyone else be crying about Arsenal again. It was perfect.
Yeah, indeed. Do you know, there's a bit of pressure building now. We're odds on to win the Premier League. We're short price favourites to win the Champions League. Please, Arsenal, come on. This season, please let it happen. I need to see us win the Champions League in my lifetime, Laura. And, I'm knocking at the door now. So I need us to sort of win it to get, to take us forward. But it was wonderful. Weren't Harry Kane awful? All he did was nag at the ref and dive all night.
Completely anonymous. And also he, I don't know if you must have seen this stat. It was sort of going around social media that in the build up to their goal, again, a very, very slick goal, but they'd had 24 passes between the team. So quite controlled. Every single member of their team touched the ball during that passage, apart from one, Harry Kane. And that during Timber had more touches in their penalty box than Harry Kane had in ours. So completely anonymous. Also, back to his old bullshit as well. When he kind of flops over and it's just like, oh, I really hate you. I really hate you.
Yeah. You know what? Right. Do you know what? I was watching on the telly, as I said, and they mentioned that on the TV commentary that the only player that didn't touch the ball was Kane. But then they gave him credit for moving players around to create the goal. And he's not touched the ball. He's been useless all night. Anyway,
to be honest, we should move on to the predictions. But the only thing I will say, if Calafiori was on that pitch that little bit earlier, I don't think we can see that goal. I don't want to criticise any Arsenal players, but I just think that we would have controlled that space a little bit better.
There's no harm in saying that Lewis Skelly had a difficult evening, I thought. But first game back, playing against the second best team in Europe, possibly, I'm going to give him a bit of leeway. But you're right, Ferg. He didn't have the best game.
No. To be fair, he's in that position where you can't just throw him on when he's slightly rusty against that opposition and be like, yeah, play your best. It's very difficult, particularly I think at fullback, to not play, etc. So I still think he's a star. He just needs a bit more game time.
I agree. But right, we're going to go for this now, right? This is how bad our predictions are, Laura. Last week there was 10 games. Ferg, we do give a score.
We don't even keep track.
We do give a score, but I only say if we go for a win or a loss. Fergus got 5 out of 10, and I got 4 out of 10.
No, okay.
So
See, I won. See, I'm very good at this.
The
I
very
standard's
say
good.
quite
this
low.
every week.
Yeah, I'm very good.
Do not go putting your life savings on the hackers that we predict, because you're going to lose your life savings, right? So don't do that. So the first game I've got down here, Sunderland v Bournemouth. Ferg's got the spelling right. Let's just check. Sunderland v Bournemouth. Yeah. Very good. Sunderland lost to Fulham last week. Bournemouth drew with West Ham. Who's going to win this game, Laura? Come on, ladies first.
Well, this is 7th versus 8th, so it's likely to be tight. I think that's one all draw all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Laura's gone for a draw. You knew it was 7th versus 8th, so you've done more homework than I have, Laura, to be honest.
That table is like seared into my mind.
Ferg, do you agree with Laura? Where are you heading?
It's the first meeting of the two sides since April 2017. Sunderland are unbeaten at home in the Premier League so far, winning 3 and drawing 3. Drawing 3. The one that we were at, we remember. 3 minutes later, and we would have got away with the first win. I think Bournemouth, who we were shocked at how well they've done this season, considering the amount of players they sold. Semenyo, who's failed to score or assist in his last 4 games, I think will come good in this one, and he'll get the winner in a 2-1 win to Bournemouth.
Bournemouth to win at Sunderland. Wow. Firstly, listen, right, you said to me before we come on air, right, before you came on, Laura, right, Ferg says to me, we won't do many statistics, right, because we've got lots to talk about. We won't linger on each game. Brief explanation, and then bang, we'll move on. And then he spends 5 minutes talking about things I don't want to hear anyway.
It was 30 seconds.
Right. Anyway, I'm going for Sunderland to beat Bournemouth, right? I can't see Bournemouth getting anything from Sunderland. Sunderland play as well as they did against us. They're nailed on. So you've gone for the draw, Laura. I've gone for Sunderland, and Ferg's gone for Bournemouth. We're sitting on the fence. We're safe. Safe as houses. Ferg, Manchester City.
Hang on, just put up. We got Ronnie, who's done 2-1. I think that's Gary, who's done 1-1. Yeah. We've got a Desmond, another 1-1, a home win, Sunderland win. So most people are going for the Sunderland win. The next game you want to do?
Man City v Leeds. Let me check your spelling again. Man City v brilliant.
Yeah, I've so Leeds. Leads, isn't it? Oh, that's a different Leeds, isn't it?
Man City got beat last week, didn't they? What a pleasure that was, right? I love it. Leeds lost to Villa. Leeds looked to be struggling. Leeds were leading in that game against Villa. Villa coming into a bit of form. You know, I think Man City are going to beat Leeds easy, Ferg. I've gone 3-0, mate. What do you think?
I've gone 4-0, and for similar reasons, because Man City beat Leeds 7-0 and 2-1 in the last 2 fixtures, despite Man City beautifully losing against Leverkusen and Newcastle last weekend, which I thought they would have got a draw. I think they will bounce back against Leeds and get 4-0. Is that okay?
You'll do for me, yeah. A bit too long, but I was listening for once.
Sorry,
so we've both
gone.
See what I mean? How he talks when he's not meant to. Fergus. We've both gone for Man City, Laura. Are you making it 3 out of 3?
Yeah, Man City, but I think it will be 5-1.
5-1.
Yeah.
Right, we'll remember that then. 5-1 to Man City. That's a massive score. Right one, Ferg. The next one then, right? You ready?
Brentford Burnley, yeah.
Everton v Newcastle, right?
Oh, you've done that on purpose. You have done that on purpose. We even agreed this before, and you're the order wrong. I changed around to the order that you wanted them, and you've changed it. Let's do Brentford Burnley.
Yeah, we'll do Brentford v Burnley, right?
Laura, the order I gave them the order I gave them to you, I gave to Trevor as well, but he decided to change them out. So if you get it wrong, don't worry.
Never work with technology or children.
Well, I qualify for both of them, yeah. Brentford lost to Brighton. Burnley lost to Chelsea. Brentford are at home. Burnley are away. Laura, who's winning this one, my dear?
Brentford. I think this will be a Brentford 1-0. Burnley are torrid at the moment. But Brentford have not been great. So I think this is like, 13th versus 19th. So I think Brentford by a narrow margin.
Okay, that's fair enough. Ferg, do you agree?
Yeah, Brentford, the home side has always won in the last 4 games. Brentford won, but Burnley have won 5 out of the last 7 against Brentford. but I still think the home side will win, and I've gone 2-1 to Brentford.
Yeah. Do you know what? We're all in the same. We're all of the same opinion then, because I've gone 2-0 to Brentford. Can't see Burnley getting anything there. The consensus in the chat is that Brentford are going to win the game. I reckon. Ferguson's it, mate?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. All right, then here we go. Next, Everton. I like Everton versus Newcastle. I don't like Newcastle very
Don't
much.
like Newcastle. Don't like
No.
Newcastle.
No,
They've got
I
all
liked them
chippy
last
recently.
week. I liked them last week when they were beating Man City, but only for like 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Everton at home to Newcastle, Ferg. Everton beat Man United at their place last week, but that's not difficult to do, is it? Although I did think the Man United were coming into form. Let's see, Ferg, Everton or Newcastle or the draw, my mate.
I've got Everton 2-1, and they've not won 3 in a row, keeping a clean sheet since April 2024. Newcastle have lost the last 3 Premier League away games. So I think that carries on. And as people said in the chat last week, Eddie Howe's under pressure.
Yeah, I saw an interview with him tonight, and he's getting pressure off the press out there, it seems, to give an opinion on who's going to be his goalkeeper, because Pope's getting the blame for a lot of it. I've not seen enough of their games to know if it's Pope's fault or not. But yeah, it's interesting. He is under pressure, Ferg. Be interesting to see how he handles that. Everton or Newcastle?
Obviously, Spurs being 1, Chelsea 2, and then it's Newcastle at the moment. I despise them.
Yeah. Do you know what? I've only gone off them in the last 2 or 3 seasons when they've really been horrible to us. I've gone right off them because I used to enjoy a trip to Newcastle. Great night out on that. Ferg, are you that bad with them like Laura and myself are?
I'm not that bad, but I found recently that they've got just a little bit above their station, a bit chirpy.
Yeah.
And I just find really I don't have that much time for them. I used to like them. I used to think it was just like, as you said, a great night out. They were like nice people. I like Sunderland. I always liked going to Sunderland, and the tram back. Yeah. The tram back from Sunderland to Newcastle the other weekend was brilliant. When they were fuck the mags, fuck them. They were like absolutely everything. It was brilliant.
So yeah, I'm going to join you too, Ferg. I've gone for an Everton win as well. I've gone 1-0, but it could possibly be more, I reckon. Just before I move on to the next game, Laura, just coming back to you, if you don't mind. What's your very favourite Arsenal game you've watched, either live or on the telly?
Ooh. Do you know what? Obviously, very, very recent memory. The Real Madrid home game has to be up there. But there was a North London derby in 2018 that we won 4-2. It was Unai Emery, and we went 1-0 down. Eric Dyer shushed the crowd.
And we ended up coming back.
Lucas Torreira scored the 4th goal, and it was just
it was mayhem.
Yeah, show off. That was phenomenal. I think the game that probably best sums up being an Arsenal fan is the FA Cup final in 2014. Like, that was both the worst and best day, because obviously we went 2-0 down. I watched it with my family, and we were all just like, I can't believe what's happening here. So I think that sums up being an Arsenal fan. It's the lowest of the lows, but highest of the highs. So I've given you 3 answers there. 2014 FA Cup final. Yeah.
That was against Hull. Yeah. I like the Chelsea one because we went there with no belief. No belief.
I was at that game as well, and I was there to have a nice day out at Wembley and not expect anything. And it's the drunkest I've ever been, I think.
Yeah, I've worked on it since, but yeah, I was definitely up there with you.
Yeah. We were really down in the doldrums, weren't we? We went in there thinking we are not getting anything out of this. So
we were indeed down in the doldrums.
What's your favourite memory?
Mine.
Yeah.
My favourite memory.
It was in black and white, Laura. It was like when Herbert Chapman brought us out.
Woolwich.
The one that always comes to mind first is the first cup final I can remember, the 1971 FA Cup final, when we went 1-0 down to Liverpool in extra time and came back and won 2-1. That was wonderful because we obviously did the double. We won the Monday before. We'd won at Tottenham 1-0. So that's one of my favourites. I loved the result in Madrid last season. I loved the stadium from the outside. Right, it's very underwhelming. But when you get inside that stadium now, I'd been in the old one, so
Mm.
it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I was in Madrid a couple of weeks ago on holiday
Yeah.
with my husband and his mum, and she's not a big football fan, but we were like, we need to do a tour of the Bernabeu. Like, we want to go and have a look at it, and it is quite something. I have to say,
Yeah.
like, the technology, the whole experience was unbelievable. Like, it looks very ugly from the outside, but inside it's stunning.
It's breathtaking. The only stadium I've ever been in where they've got heaters all around the stadium to heat the fans. It was too warm in there, you know, especially as we were celebrating. And I'll choose 3 like you then, Laura. You've made me think I'll choose 3. The other one for me, right, is the 1979 FA Cup final. I was in Wembley. We're 2-0 up. We're absolutely cruising. Man United come back to 2-2. And while I've still got my head in my hands thinking, oh, what's happened? I look up and Sunderland scoring the winner, you know, the 5-minute final, exactly that. Wonderful day at Wembley. Yeah, my memories go back further than yours, obviously. Not as far as Ferg's, but as further than you. And they're my 3. I don't know, Ferg, do you want to answer that question?
You got to answer now. You got to go.
Yeah, of course,
I can't think of 3. The only one that always sticks in my head is that FA Cup against Chelsea, because it's, as I said, we went there with no belief whatsoever.
Ferguson, copycat.
No, I said it first.
You did say it first, to be fair. I said the 2014, so you said 2017, I think that was.
Can't believe
I also, when beating Spurs at the new ground, it was the first time I'd been at an away game, beating them at the new ground. Considering we'd been there the year before, and it was dreadful trying to get in, and a lot of people left because we were losing badly, but beating them there, I think me and Dan are still used on a lot of the promo TV stuff, and I think some of it was there. And my other game was my birthday, Liverpool 3-1. You got that picture of me with Trev with the scarf where I'm up on Sam's shoulders, and that's on my birthday. And sadly, my birthday coincides with my mum's anniversary, so that was 5 years. And it was the day where I decided, no, I'm not going to be sad no more. I'm going to be happy. And we won that day, and it was brilliant, absolutely.
Was that the Trossard called the third? That one.
I was drunk. I don't know.
A couple of years ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah. A couple of years ago,
That was the Jamie Carragher get down the tunnel nonsense for that.
That's it with Odegaard and the camera. And Stuart took a picture of took a picture of me with my birthday badge on. I went, Stuart, take a picture. But it had a sticker on it about the ballot, and not very complimentary about the ballot. So it never made into his published ones. But I messaged him on Instagram and he sent me the picture, which was really, really nice. Yeah. Sorry.
Do you know what, Ferg? You mentioned Tottenham and Arsenal. They're the best games, aren't they? And I take great pleasure in the fact that we've won at their ground more than they have, you know. And last season, that Gabriel header to win 1-0. Oh my God, I got severely injured. Something broke. My glasses flew off somewhere, never to be seen again. What a day, though. What a wonderful
day. Do you know what was one of the most painful memories, even though it turned out fine at the end, was the game 2 seasons ago where we went 3-0 up at their stadium before half time.
Yeah.
And then they came back and got a penalty, so it was 3-2. And I was at my parents' house and I basically said to my mum, turn it off. I'm going to go walk down the garden. Just come and get me when it's over. Like I physically can't watch this. I'm just sitting there at the bottom of the garden thinking, this might be the last time I've ever been happy. This might be the last time I'm appreciating the birds singing and the sun is out, because my mum's going to come back and tell me that we've blown a 3-goal lead. Thankfully, obviously, it didn't come to that, but that was also an incredible day.
Absolutely. Yeah, Fergus, it's Tottenham v Fulham, right? How did Tottenham get on last week? Oh, hang on. They lost to Arsenal. Yeah,
conceded 9 goals in a week, and Thomas Frank was saying, "Oh, I like the improvement, really."
And and they also got beaten during the week. Yeah. How did Fulham get? Well, Fulham beat Sunderland last week, didn't they? So that wasn't a bad result. Tottenham v Fulham. I'm going for Fulham to win easy at Tottenham, right? It's now on a Fulham win. Ferg, go on, you go, then we'll go to Laura.
Tottenham have conceded 9 goals in November. Fulham are going to make it double figures. I'm going to give it a Fulham 1-0.
1-0 to Fulham.
That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Double figures.
I've gone 2-0 to Fulham. Laura, are you with us?
I actually think Fulham might get something here. I think it'll be 1-0.
1-0.
I think it'll be 1-0.
You see, we didn't warn you, but you're lucky there because anyone that goes to get points for Tottenham to get points gets cut off immediately. They're gone.
That's completely understandable.
It's
That's
a straight red.
Yeah, straight red. Don't come back. Yeah.
No, nothing at all. Right, Ferg, Palace v Man United, right? Palace are doing all right, aren't they? The one I know Wolves are nailed on relegation fodder at the moment for the way they look. But Palace are playing really well. Man United lost at home to Everton. Laura, I can't see Man United getting anything out of this game. Can you?
They were so bad on Monday night, like really, really gutless. And I think Palace have more than enough to hurt them. So I think Palace 2-0.
Laura's gone for Palace 2. Yeah, I like that. Palace 2-0. Ferg. Now, you see, Ferg has to be careful, Laura, because all of his brothers are Man United fans, right? So he has to be careful here, does Ferg. Ferg, how are you going, mate?
Palace 3-0.
Nice.
Look, Palace are unbeaten in 12 games at home. United have just won one of their 11 Premier League games away, which was Liverpool 2-1 back a long time ago. But they've drawn 4 and lost 6. They're so hot and cold, and Palace are consistent. The manager is a great find, and I think they'll beat them at Sellers Park.
So it's Palace all round then, and no one gives Man United a chance. That's hilarious. That really is.
I'm doing everything here. Look, I'm doing all of this, but not the next.
Don't you normally do
anything?
Don't you normally do the comments, Ferg?
No, you do the comments. I'm doing these as banners as well.
I do the comments on a Monday. You do them on a Friday. It's Friday today. You know that day begins with Friday.
St. Fergus, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Listen, right. The next one. Laura. This is really interesting. This game, right? West Ham v Liverpool, right? Because if you take away the first 5 games of the season where Liverpool got lucky wins, West Ham are above them in the league. The recent form is in West Ham's favour, you know. And it's at West Ham. Liverpool been awful. West Ham are starting to find a little bit of form. I have to be careful, Laura, because West Ham are Fergus's second team, you know, so I don't run them down too much. But I'll come to you first, Laura. And I think West Ham are going to beat Liverpool this weekend. What do you think?
I'm actually going to go the opposite. I think Liverpool will probably find something here because I think they're sort of doing this like hit rock bottom, climb out of rock bottom for one game, hit rock bottom for a couple of games, climb out. And I think we might be at the sort of the apex where they remember that they can play football for one game and then they're back into their nonsense. So I'm going to go Liverpool like 2-0, I think.
I can see your point now. I can see your point, but I'll be very surprised if my very good mate Fergus agrees with you, Laura.
Yeah.
I don't. I live in Essex. All around me is West Ham, Tottenham, and Arsenal. And my brother, one of my brothers, his kids are West Ham fans. So I've always liked them, but from afar. But I'm a gooner.
Soft spot.
Yeah. West Ham won 7 points in the last 3 Premier League games. They went 2-0 up against Bournemouth as well. But the substitutions, I think, from Nuno Santos were poor, and he went very, very defensive too early in the game. Liverpool are a complete shed at the minute. They've lost each of their last 5 away games to London sides. I think it's going to carry on. I'm going 2-0, a shock 2-0, and it would be a shock. Although earlier I bumped into a West Ham fan. I said if you got a draw, it would be a good result still. But I'm hoping West Ham win 2-0 against Liverpool.
Yeah. Sorry, Laura, I disagree with you. I think.
No, question though: do you think if West Ham do win, Arnie Slot will go?
I hope not. I hope not, because I think we're clearly seeing it now that he's not the best manager on the planet, and he inherited. Giving credit to Jurgen Klopp where it's due, right? He inherited a wonderful Liverpool side. You know, he was sweeping all the way before him. And it just goes to show what happens if you don't get the leadership right. So, I hope he won't be gone, but I think if they lose at West Ham, I think he will be gone. Ferg?
I don't know. I think they might hang on to him for a little bit longer, and they line up somebody for December for the transfer window. I don't know, but they've lost 6 games. They're not winning the league. the only thing they can hope for is a cup run and pushing for top 4. I think they're going to struggle for top 4. Honestly do. So they might just put up with him for a while.
Just before we move on to Forest v Brighton, then it's really Arsenal at the top, obviously, in their rightful place. Who's going to be our biggest challenger now as the season moves on? We're going into the second third of the season now, Laura.
I think the game at the weekend will tell us a lot about Chelsea, because they've sort of snuck up into second, and nobody seems to be giving them too much of a chance to mount a serious title challenge. I think they have I do think they have some excellent players. It's just whether that kind of like cohesiveness is there to kind of sustain that in the long term. I don't think you can write off Man City. I really don't. Not with the experience they have in title races and with a player like Haaland, but they are certainly a lot more vulnerable than they used to be. So it really has to be between Chelsea and Man City.
Yeah, I think what we're meant to do now, Laura, we're not meant to notice that Fergus has gone, you see, right? We'll just keep talking and he'll pop up again. Yeah, he'll pop up again in a minute. Do you know what? Along those lines, that's why I think this weekend's game against Chelsea is really important. It will show us just what kind of form we're in and they're in, and there'll be a nice comparison. Hopefully, I'm sure that we'll win. Oh,
professional, you two.
Where you been, mate?
So professional. It was seamless.
Yeah, I think that Chelsea are going to be our biggest challenges as we move on, and I think it's really important we get something out of the game this weekend, this Sunday. Ferg, what do you think? You heard the question, obviously, but
which question was that? Sorry, I was.
Who's going to be our biggest challengers? Do you think
biggest challenger? I think it's Chelsea. I said Chelsea would be the dark horse in the league anyway at the beginning of the season. So I think Chelsea. But to be honest, I don't think you can decide anything until Sunday. If we beat Chelsea Sunday, everyone is saying we've won the league, which is absolute rubbish because there's a long way to go. But it does make a statement. It does make a huge statement.
Yeah,
you can't underestimate City either. But City have lost 4 games. To lose another game, that's 5 games. Lose any more than 5 games. Fergie said it years ago. I've quoted it many times. If you lose more than 5 games, you cannot win the Premier League, and the Premier League has got far more competitive since Fergie's gone. So I think it leaves a really, really clear path for us.
City had a really bad spell last season, though, didn't they? And they bounced back. But yeah, I don't think they're consistent enough. Chelsea are my worry, as you two seem to think the same. But so it's massive this weekend, this Sunday. Absolutely massive. But I'm feeling confident. I'm not worried about the game, you know. I'm not worried in the slightest. So we'll move on, right? Forest against Brighton is next, Ferg. Is that right? Yeah, you agree?
Yep.
Forest won at Liverpool last week and won at a canter at Liverpool, I might add. Where are we? Brighton, they beat Brentford at home. So both teams are coming off a win. Who did we go? Ferg, we'll go to you, mate. Forest v Brighton. Tell us about it.
This game last season was 7-0 Forest. It's the exact same game last season. Sean Dyche as well has won 3. Has won by 3. Has never seen his side win 3+ goals in 3 consecutive top flight games before. I think he will, but he won't keep a clean sheet on this one. I've gone for Forest at 3, Brighton 1.
Ferg, what makes you think you're reading off a script, mate, when you're talking?
Because I couldn't see it. I've made it in smaller text to fit on my page, and I couldn't.
I was laughing at, mate. I've forgotten.
Laura, would I look good doing the videos? You'd never know, would you?
Oh, you never know. No, you just need to get the hang of looking straight ahead and having a script up here.
Did you say Forest, Ferg? I'm laughing too much.
I went Forest 3, Brighton 1.
I was laughing, not listening. I think this is going to be a draw, Laura. I just think that Brighton have got a bit about them and there'll be a draw. So I'm going draw. Ferg's going Forest. Laura, you've got the deciding vote here.
I actually think Forest will win this one. I think they, as you said last week, they were like at a second or third gear to get past Liverpool, and I think Brighton have been quite inconsistent I think they're 7th or 8th. They're in the top half, but no, I give this the Sean Dyche kind of new manager bounce continues. So I think I'll give it 2-1 Forest.
2-1. So
that game last year, Demsek to put it in the chat as well. The manager of a local pub was giving beer away, and for every goal they scored, and he gave 7 beers away to all the people, and they cost him over 300 quid. So what brilliant!
I'd be like
Brilliant
rolling
publicity.
on the floor. That's incredible.
Oh, brilliant. Right, the last one before we get on to the main course of the evening, right? Oh my God, look at the time. Villa v Wolves, right? I think Villa are improving. I think Wolves are woeful. Villa are going to win this 3-0 for me, Laura.
2-0. Yeah, 2-0. At Cantor.
Yeah.
I'd agree, but I think Rob Edwards knows what it's all about, the new manager. I think he might have had another week to bed them in. It's a derby. We know what derby games are like. Think of us last weekend. We're all thinking, oh, could it? We just don't want to lose. I've gone for a draw. I've gone Villa 1, Wolves 1.
Oh, Ferg. Oh, wow.
That is a shock result. That is a shock result.
Yeah.
So let's see what we got in the chat first. So we got 2-0, 2-0, 3-0, Aston Villa to win, 3-0. Yeah, this just everyone's with you guys.
You stand alone, brother. You stand alone. Don't you change.
I generally do, Trev. I generally do.
Chuck it in our faces next week if Wolves get something. So right now we come to the main event of the weekend. It's rubbing hands together.
Trevor.
Right? Oh, it's not yet, Laura. It's not yet right. It's not right because we do this thing every show, right? And it's called Andy's Man Club, and it helps people with mental health issues. But we also support ladies getting involved as well, whoever's got mental health issues. It's great to talk. Andy's Man Club, they do these there's places all over the country that they are open on a Monday night, and anyone can just walk in if you've got anything on your mind, and they'll make you a cup of tea, give you a biscuit or a bit of cake, and you can sit around with like-minded people who are non-judgmental, and you can empty yourself of any of your stresses, right? Because as we all know, it is very good to talk. Ferg.
Yeah, we've had Alex from Andy's Man Club on a couple of times and told us the good work, given us some videos to look at. And, all of us at some stage, men or women as well, have experienced people who have struggled with the mental health and even gone to the absolute extreme of taking a permanent action for a temporary condition. And that's all we're trying to do. We're just trying to make sure as lads here and ladies that, we're just trying to make people know that there is help out there for them. So yeah, it's okay to talk.
And yeah, exactly. And Andy's Man Club, they even have someone in the car park of where their meetings are with a hoodie or a jumper on that said Andy's Man Club, because sometimes it can be the easiest thing to do to drive to somewhere, but actually taking that final step, getting out of the car and going in to do your talking, that can be really difficult. So even if you want to sit in your car and talk, give the person a wave and they'll come over and introduce themselves to you. So Laura, I don't know if you want to add to that, but we find it very important subjects.
No, I think it's so important, and to speak from experience, it's not a cure to kind of let things out, but in terms of just finding a bit of temporary relief, there is nothing better than just explaining to someone how you feel. And you don't need to be articulate in how you say it. We don't need to solve anything, but just letting it out and having someone else hear it is always a bit of a weight off the shoulders. So even if you sit there and go, I'm not okay, and that's all I can say for this evening, that's 100 times better than nothing. So, you don't need to, you share as much as you want.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that, Laura. We do genuinely appreciate. We try to keep jovial on this show, but that's a very important subject to us. And we like to make a point of telling everybody that there's help out there. Right, with Fergus's
minutes over.
With Fergus's allowance, right, with agreement, we'll go on to Chelsea v the Arsenal, right, the main course of the weekend, right. Chelsea beat Burnley last week, which is not difficult to do. We beat that second-rate team down the road called Tottenham, right? We didn't just beat them; we won comfortably. We were better in all areas of the park. Fantastic performance. I think we are going to go to Chelsea. I think that the concerns I had before Tottenham were unfounded.
Mhm.
The worries I had about Bayern were unfounded. And I've got no worries about Chelsea. I think we are going to go to Chelsea and win 3-0. I really do. Laura, I'm going to come to you first because I like Fergus to finish off the last one. Laura, come on.
I think we'll win. And I think I don't know that we'll win comfortably, but I think you're completely right. Everything that I was nervous about for Spurs and everything that I was nervous about for Bayern, I was like, not just slightly wrong, like completely wrong and confidently wrong. So I think they'll score, but I think we will win 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah.
So Laura's going for the Arsenal. I'm going for the Arsenal. Ferg, I've already put you down on my list as going for the Arsenal, but what's your thoughts on it, mate?
I'm not impressed with Theo Walcott predicting a 2-1 win to Chelsea, first of all. I've just seen that in the chat, and it's not very nice. Arsenal have lost only 3 of the last 40 London derbies. We've won 28 of them, drawn 9.
Stop. 3 of the last 40?
Yeah.
Wow, Ferg.
Yeah.
What a stat that is. Sorry, mate, to cut you off there.
It's huge. It's huge. I do think Chelsea are probably, as I said earlier, probably one of the better oppositions out there. I think the difference between this derby and last weekend's derby is I think Chelsea will actually come at us and give us a game. I do think if they do press at us, we'll pick them off. I liked where Harry Symeou said where we were able to change against Bayern when they put the press on us, that we're able to switch it to a long ball and over the top and cut out their midfield. If we cut out their midfield, their defence is a little bit shaky, and their goalkeeper, despite keeping 4 clean sheets in the last 4 games, is still very, 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 very suspect. My head says 2-2, but I have predicted 3-2 to Arsenal.
Oh, good. So you leave your head out of this conversation.
Yeah, you know what my head's like.
We're not here for sensible things. We're here for shooting from the hip and what your heart tells you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I'll be going to the game for my sins and be there. And I'm not keen on Chelsea away. It's not my favourite away trip. You were coming, Ferg, weren't you? But you've had a butt, haven't you?
Yeah, listen, you know what we're talking about, like people just needing some time and stuff like that. My missus just having a little bit of a struggle. Her health is a little bit, and her mum's older, and we've got lots of stuff to look after her mum, and there's quite a lot coming on. And I just saw that she was not doing great, so I just come along and said to her, how about me cooking a Sunday roast, and I'll watch it on the telly. And she went, no, go to the football. And I went, no, I'll stay with you. So, but my ticket has found a good home. But
family first.
That's
family
lovely.
First.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
What meat will you cook? Is this a chicken situation? Is it beef? Like this is
for myself, I like beef because I'm a man. So yeah, I like beef. But we have discussed maybe a takeaway as well because the football's on.
Okay. So it was. I'll stay at home and cook a roast. Now it's I'll stay at home and have a takeaway. Both are fine.
But I'm going to cook lasagna tomorrow and do some DIY.
Fergus, Fergus, don't shift away from it. You have been caught out, found out there, put in your place. Laura, I love it. Thank you very much.
It's a chromosomal thing. They can just, you just found the weak spot.
No, I think that's lovely, and it's a very nice gesture to go, look, I recognise that you're going through something at the moment. Let's spend some time together. I'll cook for you / get takeaway, and we'll maybe watch the football out of one eye.
Yeah, I'll be watching out of both eyes. I'll time it right. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm laughing. I'm laughing too much here. That was funny. Laura, thank you. That's hilarious. Brilliant. Guys, just go back to the game. Last point on the game. Will Gyökeres play, Ferg?
Yes. No, you know who I'd like to see? Havertz. Gyökeres to start, Havertz to come on.
I think he'll be on the bench. I'd love to see Gyökeres start, but I think he'll be on the bench as well. Laura, what do you think?
I would start him from the bench. I think keeping as much as we can, the same as has been for the past 2 games, I think is important. But it's so helpful having even more quality off the bench. I think that's like the reason I was nervous last week for the Spurs game is because of our injuries. And I wasn't nervous about them scoring, but I was thinking, right, we'll go Marino up top again, etc., etc. But the substitutes on Wednesday were fantastic. So I think I would stick Gyökeres on at like 60, 70 minutes if we're still needing a goal, and just be like, do what you got to do. If it goes in off your bum, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, just do what you got to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you know what? I said that was the last question, and I do apologise because this has just cropped up. I'm going to put it on the screen now. It's been all over social media today, the Odegaard-Eze thing, right? Will Odegaard start with Eze on the left? Will Eze start and Odegaard on the back? I don't really know myself. Yeah. Laura, what do you think? You got a view?
I'm not sure I'd start Odegaard. I don't. How long did he have on Wednesday? He had about 20 minutes, didn't he, against Bayern? So throwing him in for that, I would agree with this person here as a start, and then Odegaard again on the bench, depending on how we're getting on, bring him on. But I think it might be a bit soon to just off the back of 20 minutes against Bayern. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. It's really difficult. Ferg, have you got a view on it, mate?
I trust Arteta. I question sometimes his substitutions.
You nick
an easy, mate. Every time I think he's going to cock it up, he gets it right. So listen, we've got 627 people, well, 28 people, 29, 30, 31. It's like an auction. We've got over 600 people watching us live in the chat. We'd love if you went across to YouTube, clicked on our channel and subscribed. There's a QR code going to turn up in that corner. You can click on that and you can subscribe to our channel. If not, follow us on Trevor or myself's social media platforms on Twitter, which are at the bottom. Trevor, should I press that button?
Do it, and then I'll say the goodbyes at the end of it. Press the button, Ferg. Let's get all set.
I'm so looking forward to this game this weekend. So looking forward to it.
It's going to be, I'm ready now. I am. I wish we were playing tomorrow, actually. Laura, listen, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. Hopefully you might agree to come back on again soon, a bit later in this season. Tell us out there, where can people find what you do? Where are you on social media, Laura?
So I'm on Twitter. I'm Laura Kirk 12. Don't ask me why it's 12. I'm one of those people that joined in 2011. So that's how long ago I picked that username. And you can also find me on Instagram and TikTok. Laura Kirk Francis is my username.
Lovely. Wonderful. Thank you, Laura. It's now up to nearly 650 people watching live. Thank you to each and every one of you for watching us, what we do. I don't know why you watch us sometimes, but yeah, we are very grateful that you do, right? And Ferg, just before we go, we got another. I'm not sure they're quite in the standard of Laura, but we've got another very special guest on Monday, a friend of the show, Ferg.
We have Alan Smith, Smudger, is coming back to join us on the show and talk about the Chelsea victory, and looking forward to the rest of the week. So yeah, I'm looking forward to having him back on again. See positive mental attitude.
The Arsenal victory, my son. The Arsenal victory.
Arsenal victory. Yeah. Oh, I cocked it up again, did I? Oh, no. That was what reverse psychology, wasn't it? That's what that was.
I know what you meant, mate. I know what you meant, mate. Laura, thank you again. We'll be back with Alan Smith on Monday, and I'll just leave you to shut the show, Ferg. Thank you, everyone.
You have been watching Guns and Yellow Ribbons, an Arsenal podcast by Arsenal fans for Arsenal fans. Thank you very much, Laura. Thank you, Trev. Up the Arsenal. Fuck Spurs.
Thanks for listening to Guns and Yellow Ribbons, an Arsenal podcast by Arsenal fans for Arsenal fans. Follow us on Facebook at Guns and Yellow Ribbons or Twitter at Guns and Ribbons. And remember to rate and review us too. Up the Arsenal.